Psychology suggests that rejection isn't actually the deepest wound. What cuts deeper is being welcomed in only after someone else got picked first. Never the favorite, never the priority, never the first call anyone made. This video looks at what that does to the mind over time. Not to someone's personality, but to how their brain quietly learns to operate. 1. A heightened read on social cues. Repeated experiences of being overlooked tend to raise what psychologists call rejection sensitivity. People who were rarely chosen first often become remarkably skilled at picking up on shifts in tone, pauses, and small behavioral changes. It isn't insecurity, it's pattern recognition. Their brain learned early that being pushed aside doesn't announce itself, so they notice the distance forming before anyone else is willing to admit it's there. 2. A deep streak of self-reliance. This lines up with a well-established idea in developmental psychology. When emotional support shows up inconsistently, the brain adapts by leaning on itself instead. These people stop counting on being rescued or reassured. They get used to carrying pain alone, solving things alone, and keeping their wins quiet. It's not that they reject help. They just learned not to count on it sticking around. 3. Giving more than they receive. Attachment psychology offers a clear explanation for this pattern. Someone who grew up feeling replaceable often responds by trying to become impossible to replace. They pour in more time, more patience, more understanding than what comes back. Not weakness, a learned belief that love has to be earned to be kept. 4. A quiet fear of being temporary. Psychologists who study emotional neglect describe a specific belief that tends to form, I could be swapped out at any moment. So they shrink their own needs, sidestep conflict, and settle for less than they deserve just to stay in the picture. It isn't loneliness they're afraid of, it's being quietly replaced without warning. 5. A resilience most people never see. People who've lived through repeated social exclusion often build real emotional endurance over time. They can absorb disappointment without falling apart. They stay steady when plans collapse. Watching someone walk away doesn't shake them because they've already lived through it once. Their strength doesn't announce itself. It just holds. 6. Loyalty matters more than being swept off their feet. When affection has felt unreliable growing up, the mind tends to start favoring consistency over intensity. These people aren't chasing excitement. They're chasing steadiness, honesty, effort shown again and again. Being chosen once means far less to them than being chosen daily. If any of this landed a little too close, you're not imagining it, and you're not alone in it. A quick note. These are patterns psychology has observed, not a diagnosis, and everyone's story is more complicated than 6 points on a screen. If this touches on something heavier for you, especially around childhood or past relationships, talking to a therapist or counselor can help in a way a video never fully can. This channel looks at human behavior the way psychology actually studies it, not the softened, romanticized version social media tends to sell. If this resonated, you're welcome to share which point hit closest in the comments, or just sit with it quietly. Either way is okay. Subscribe if you want more content built to help you understand yourself more clearly. Because once the pattern becomes visible, the blame starts to lose its grip.